Okay, let's go through the software on the Idigbest touchscreen. Pretty simple. We got plenty of buttons here. You've got your return button or enter button. You've got an escape button. You got your home to take you home. This home page. We've got all kinds of things on here. We've got all little icons from the top and bottom. They each got a function number, so you don't always have to touch the screen if you've got dirty hands. But you can. I mean, the bullseye, you can see this is your cab. You can change it from percent of slope to degrees, many things like that. You can see the bucket here. If I tilt it, you can see how the bucket tilts left and right. Everything's live. These sensors are faster than anybody in the business. They're about 100 times a second correct. These gyros are just unbelievable. Anyways, you got a help button here. You can see the question mark. It'll put up all kinds of, it tells you the camera's right here, it tells you all the little things going on. Just click on anytime you want any page. Like I said, the camera, you can just hit the home button. There's the camera that's on the end of the bucket there working. See some videos about that. You got memory slopes. This is so when you're digging, let's say, a basement, you've got your 0 set for the basement elevation, then you can put up to 10 more memories. So all your footings, your centers, your frost footings, your garage footings, your crawl space, slab, whatever you got. And you just click through it. It tells you what number and tells you the name of what one you're doing. Next one's our tape measure. The F3 tape measure is right here. You see the yellow. It's pretty cool. If you go away, yellow turns green. Yellow is white when you're at 0. But if I want to touch the ground right here and I lost a dig out line, I just hold it down until it goes to 0. See, it went to 0. And then I can measure any direction I want. And this measures perfectly plumb, so it doesn't matter if you're sitting sideways, whatever way you're sitting on the earth, it's irrelevant. It's going to tell you at the center of the bucket, 100 feet below you, 100 feet above you, whatever big your excavator is, perfectly when to stop digging. So it's very, it's all plumb. Everything's plumb. We do everything in this world plumb, so we make it all plumb. Anyways, the next one is the zeroing the bucket. So if you look here at the bottom, I'm in non-laser mode. I got an X on my laser. Get my screen to get brighter here. Oh, there we go. Boom. Oh well. Anyways, that non-laser, that means the bucket, I'm going to zero it. So I'm going to set the bucket on the ground right here. And I can set it down right there, and I can just hit the 0 button. And you can see it zeros our elevation. So now any direction I turn the bucket, as fast as I move, I'm getting a shot. Right now I'm 6 foot above the ground. Now I'm, whatever level I'm at, I can spin in circles and get any of it any way I want. So very easy to use, very simple, but it's all based on 8 axes. So it doesn't matter how you turn the machine, how you're sitting, how you're rocking. You'll find out all the other systems that auto steer, if you rock, they just crash. This thing, you can rock this thing on a teeter-totter, let this whole machine bounce up and down, it'll dig just like glass and as fast as you want. Anyways, that's vertical elevation, as you can see how it works. We have stop dig here, the next one. If I turn on stop dig, I got the vertical set to 0. So if I get down to, that's not 0 there, let me move over here a little bit. If I get down to 0, I'm stuck. I can't move any farther. You can see my joystick, you hear I'm moving them. If I reach above it, I'm good. The stop dig shuts off. Shows me which boom shuts off. See red, the boom and the dipper shut off. If I'm closer, the red and the dipper do not shut off, just the boom does. Because when I pull forward, it actually increases elevation. So we're not going downhill. So it's very controlling, very cool, and you can do vertical stop or horizontal stop. That's a horizontal stop. Turn that off a second. This is the menu. The menu's got lots of cool stuff. Stop dig vertical. I can put it to horizontal to stop it coming at me, or I can stop in a profile any direction. So I can touch a pool, a truck dock, and it'll stop it at any of those points, not let you dig through it. We're stopping it at a ½ inch below, negative. You can, this is all metric meters, doesn't matter. Brightness of the screen is 10, it's very bright. We're in feet, inches right now. We can go to, oops, wrong button here. We can go down, just move down, you can go to feet metric, or you can go to feet tenths, feet inches. Right now we're in feet inches. And go back up here. I'm going to set this back to vertical. You can do both. It's got all kinds of different beeping. If you want to beep when you touch it, if you can't hear. Don't like a lot of beeping. We put lights out on the boom for a reason, so you don't have to have the beeping. You can keep your phone calls going. and the lights are so much faster, more accurate out there. They're not like, you don't have to focus on the screen. So you can turn beeping on if you want. I'll show you that in a little bit. The point on the bucket right now, we got on the center point. We can change that to left or right, center of the bucket. So no matter what we're tilting this bucket, whatever we're doing, it's going to be that point of grade. Oh gee whiz, the tilt you can put on automatic. This system will automatically tilt your bucket. Right now we're doing the tap it into the Incon rotor tilts. Any tilt bucket, you got plugs for it, or we can do it through CAN bus. That works really well. I've been programming that a lot. Stop dig, let's see, out, bucket, off. This is for different inputs for the wires. We're using that for V-stop. V-stop is a vertical height restriction for all your booms, up to 3 booms in your bucket. So if you're in a building per se, you can say, I don't want to go any higher than 19 feet, or I don't want to go higher than 2 meters, or whatever it is, and it will stop you at those points. It warns you and then it stops you. It's pretty cool. It's an Australian rule, so we're building for those guys right now. Anyways, back home, there's your home button. Back on the home screen, and you can see the all the different numbers. So the top line, we'll go over that a little bit. That's an offset for laser. It's like sliding your grade pull up and down on your grade pull, your shot eye. This is for tilt, so I can tell whatever angle I want it to tilt to, and my bucket always tilt to that if I have that on. That way, if I want to be level all the time, no matter how I'm sitting, rocking, it'll always level that bucket automatically for me, or whatever angle I want. So at the bottom here, we've got the bucket angles of attack, I call it. So right now it's on flat, and that's your Y, and you can see a little picture of the bucket. If I click again, next one is slope. I have a 23% slope in. You can see it right there. I can change that. I can just touch the button here, and I can change that. I can cancel it just as easy and go to a 20% slope, let's say, or 2% slope, or whatever. For the video, it's easy to do 20%, and that's I can go negative, positive, switch it either way I want. I just switch it the other way. You see it reverse back. So our bucket will always tell us at whatever angle, wherever we're at. Let's say this is the start of that slope right here. I can just zero the bucket, click it, there it is, back to 0. And as I dig, it's going to tell me how high or low. And you can't see the lights in it a little bit high. Let me see if I get the lights where you can see them here. But you go down and I'm past the slope, so I'll hit re-zero it. If you can see those LEDs out there, they're hard to see right now with this camera. I got a bad angle, I think, but there you go. They're flashing now because we're below grade. You can see them out there flashing right there. Bigger screen helps in this phone. Okay, so that's right here. We've got the speaker. We can turn on the beeping if we want. So below and above grade, you can hear it there. Sounds just like your regular beeper. You can run that, or you can run both the lights and the beeper, or you can just run the lights. I like the lights. We also have X-ray vision. You can put in how far down the utility is, how big it is, and how close you want to be able to get to it without it. When it starts telling you how close you are, and then you can hydraulic kill. You can stop the machine when you get too close to it. You can set any number. Right now I got it set at 12 inches. I've just got a simple bucket in here. Oop, I just got locked out. So I got to hit my button here, and it lets me out for 28 seconds. It's counting down, so I could actually cut the utility out for a second, but that's not what we're doing, obviously. It'll turn this back on so that I'm out of the way of where I got close in just a second here, and we can continue to dig. But if we get back to that point, it will automatically lock us down again. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, it does all kinds of cool stuff. Back to the normal thing. Right here, this is your machines. You can do up to 10 machines with one screen, 10 buckets each. So if you want to do a reverse bucket, a different size bucket, whatever you want to do, it's unlimited. We set it up so you just click on there and it'll tell you this is the machine Blade Runner, and it's a 60-inch smooth bucket Incon back home. If I want to add a bucket, I just go there and add the bucket. Also, right here you can see back to the bucket slope. I go, there's flat, so it went to 0. Oops, I'm going through the X's here. That's for tilts from different angles. Now I've flattened out, but I can do this too. I can go up and I can touch 2 points. So I can touch a ditch right here per se. I just hold down the button for about 3 or 4 seconds, and it'll say point number 2. And I come up here, let's say point number 2 is right here where we're at. I just hold it down, and you're going to watch, it's going to put that slope in I just made. And there it is. So what it did is it put that new slope in that I just did, and that new slope is 32.16% of slope. Okay, so on the auto steer, where we steer, we call this a dirt rudder. The way a bucket's made to work like a loader, to cut angles, just like the rudder of a boat, the rudder of a plane. It's a dirt rudder. It steers to a solid very well. Excavator is very powerful. And right here, this tells what we're doing with it. So we can go vertical, horizontal, match the slope. So we're going to put it on match slope because we have a slope. And when I key to use it, it's going to turn that bucket to that exact slope. And I can turn my boom off to not help me with my boom if I want. Since we're in the air here, we'll do that. But you'll see, if you can see that bucket, it's correcting as we come. And like I said, it's not an airplane, so it's going to make a little noise. But it'll turn whatever angle you put out in there, and however you do it for whatever bucket. And like I said, it'll show you that angle at this angle, this position, or you can put in the X correction. It'll correct it. Right now we have it at 0, so it wants to correct it to 0. Pretty neat stuff. We can click through here again and go back to just flat bucket, 0. And now when I hit the button, what's it going to do? Now it corrects to flat, same as horizontal. So we can change this to horizontal, that's flat. Now you can watch this, you can see the bucket out there. Not sure. You can, it's kind of, let me change the light there, there we go. I can put this on vertical, and when I key that bucket, as I go down, it's digging vertical now. See the bucket turning? So we can use this any way we want to do. It's hard to see that I just flipped it to vertical because the light is so dark here. Bright sun today. Anyways, come forward here, come up, and try to brighten up my picture here. There it goes, get a little better. A little better. Okay, but I put it on vertical, you can see, and you just hit the right side, you can go through this back to horizontal. You normally have it on horizontal unless you have a slope in, and then you put in match the slope. Pretty simple. Has memories, has all kinds of stuff you can play with. The system does total profiling. Like I said, you can touch a pool, you can touch a tank, anything you want, it's going to put it in there. All the software updates are free. We put them online, you just put them in, got a little USB. Cool features, like say the camera. It is incredible. You can't see my screen, but you can see in the back of dump trucks. The camera on Amazon right now with cables and everything, 12 to 24 volts, is $10, I think. So they cost less than the LEDs we have on there. Anyways, a lot more to come. Excited to show you this stuff. Any questions, please call me at 317-210-0220. If I get overloaded, just call me again or text me. It works best. So anyways, enjoy your digging, guys. See ya.